God. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Welcome back to Crazy and Insane TV, y'all. And in today's video, we have a crazy and insane but so sad story right here. We have a helicopter, and I'm tired of these helicopters and planes keep crashing. This helicopter crashed in the Hudson River. This is crazy, my people. An entire family died from this. You looking at the screen right now, and that's the family. A husband, a wife, and 3 kids. I don't know where the helicopter came from, but I heard they was like flying over New York and New Jersey trying to see the site, how beautiful it is, and I don't know what terribly went wrong. But let's dive right into the story and check it out.
At approximately 3:17 this afternoon, we began receiving multiple calls for a helicopter that crashed in the water. These calls generated the response of many agencies, as Deputy Mayor Daughtry stated, including FDNY, NYPD, the Port Authority, and our Jersey partners, the police officers in Jersey as well, and the Coast Guard. 3 adults and 3 children were on board a Bell 206 helicopter that had left from the downtown Skyport just about 3 p.m. The pilot and a family visited from Spain, what our preliminary information has at this time. Members of the FDNY and NYPD harbor units arrived at the scene, and divers from both agencies entered the water. At this time, all 6 victims have been removed from the water, and sadly, all 6 victims have been pronounced deceased. Again, we're praying for the families and our gratitude to the rescuers and the courage that was displayed in their dedication.
NYPD units from aviation, harbor, scuba, and patrol all responded, with our first units arriving at the site within minutes. Our NYPD divers entered the water along with rescue personnel from FDNY, Port Authority, and various New Jersey agencies. According to the manifest, aboard the helicopter were 6 people, 1 pilot, 2 adults, and 3 children. NYPD divers pulled 4 people from the crash site, and FDNY divers recovered an additional 2. Immediate life-saving measures were undertaken on the vessels at the scene, as well as the adjoining pier. 4 victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 more were removed to local area hospitals, where sadly both succumbed to their injuries. Here is what we know about the flight, and this is based on flight tracking software. A Bell 206 helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters took off from the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m. The aircraft flew south before turning to fly north along the Manhattan shoreline up the Hudson River. At 3:08 p.m., the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge and then turned again to fly south along the New Jersey shoreline. Shortly thereafter, the aircraft lost control and hit the water.
Now, according to authorities, the call came in at around 3:17 p.m. Police receiving multiple calls of people saying that a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. Video shows the helicopter spinning out of control midair, plummeting into the river on the Hoboken side. Pieces of the helicopter, like the tail, broke apart as it was coming down. The family tourists, they got on the tourist helicopter, which is operated by New York Helicopters, just before before 3 p.m. According to the police commissioner, at 3:08, the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge. It was heading back south along the Jersey side of the river when it lost control and crashed into the water upside down. FDNY rescue swimmers went right in trying to save lives, but in this case, they were not able to. 4 of the victims died at the scene. 2 others were rushed to the hospital, but later pronounced dead. Now, we reached out to the helicopter company, New York Helicopters. The CEO, Michael Roth, says, "I'm devastated. I'm a father and a grandfather, and to have children on there, I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated, and I haven't seen anything like that in my 30 years in business, in the helicopter business." Now,
6 people on a sightseeing ride in New York City were killed Thursday afternoon when their helicopter crashed upside down into the Hudson River. Witnesses watched the tourist chopper fall apart midair. This woman working from home in her nearby high-rise.
It happened so fast, I didn't have time to get my camera or anything, but I watched it splash in several pieces into the river right outside my home.
This video posted to social media shows a Bell 206 helicopter plummeting into the Hudson River, followed by debris in the air. The helicopter's tail and rotor appeared to be detached.
I just went to go get my groceries and I see like little particles of the helicopter in the river.
Our hearts go out to the family of those who are on board.
An executive with technology company Siemens, Agustin Escobar, his wife, and their 3 children have been identified as the victims in the crash, law enforcement sources told our Fox sister station in New York City. The family of 5 from Spain, plus the pilot, took off just before 3 p.m. Thursday from Lower Manhattan. Flight tracking software showed the helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters, first traveling north up the Hudson River to view the Manhattan skyline.
At 3:08 p.m., the helicopter reached the George Washington Bridge, and then the cause of the crash is currently under investigation.
Coast Guard and local first responders rushed to the scene at 3:17 p.m. Divers were able to recover all 6 dead. Once the sun went down, crews shifted to pulling the wreckage from the river, a crane seen pulling the mangled helicopter out of the water.
When myself and Commissioner Tucker arrived on the Jersey side of the Hudson River, we were met by the first responders and they told us they did everything they can to try to save these victims. And you can see the trauma in their face. They did everything they can, and they wanted me to make sure that I made that public.
We are also seeing the Coast Guard out here on the Hudson as they look for more parts of that helicopter. Much of it was removed last night here from the Hudson via crane, but of course there are still more pieces in there they are looking for as they continue their investigation. And as we had been reporting on, that helicopter had crashed into the Hudson River near the Jersey side where we are now.
Cell phone video here showing the inverted sightseeing helicopter falling into the Hudson River Thursday afternoon. Its propellers detached. This just about 20 minutes after the aircraft took off from a downtown Manhattan skyport and turned around after approaching the George Washington Bridge.
Shortly thereafter, the aircraft lost control and hit the water.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy posting on social media that no air traffic control services were provided during the crash because the helicopter was in the special flight rules area. But just before it hit the water, killing all 6 on board, it was getting support from air traffic control at LaGuardia Airport. The Bell 206 helicopter was owned by Louisiana-based Meridian Helicopters, which sells, leases, and refurbishes the aircrafts. Mayor Adams at an emotional press briefing Thursday evening, reassuring safety is prioritized.
We take thousands of tourist flights. There are many flights that are here, and helicopters are safe.
And as things lighten up this morning, the sun is coming up. We are seeing more boats. Just another look at that Coast Guard boat we are seeing there on the Hudson. I assume that there may be more throughout the day as the sun comes up. And
last night, water cascaded off the mangled fuselage of the sightseeing helicopter as a crane lifted it out of the Hudson and onto a waiting barge. Police secured other pieces of the doomed chopper for the investigation into what caused it to fall out of the sky. The Bell 206, carrying a family of 5 from Spain along with a pilot, left from the downtown Manhattan heliport right before 3 yesterday afternoon. It flew south towards the Statue of Liberty and then north, reaching the George Washington Bridge at 3:08 before turning back south. Chilling videos show its final seconds. A rotor blade appeared to fly off. At 3:17, police received multiple 911 calls reporting a chopper in the water.
The propeller just exploded and scattered, right? And then after that, we saw the plane was just spiraling down, like going from left to right like that. And we were like, oh my God, oh my God.
Among the dead are Agustin Escobar, an executive with the technology company Siemens, along with his wife Mercé Comprubi Montal and their 3 children. The pilot has not been identified. New York Helicopter operated the flight. The CEO, Michael Roth, told us that he doesn't know what went wrong. I'm a father and a grandfather, and to have children on there, I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated, he said. And I haven't seen anything like that in my 30 years being in business.
The investigation is ongoing, and we have the entire family members. We're lifting them up in prayer.
This is so sad, ladies and gentlemen. So sad. So I guess this family is from Spain. They was traveling from Spain just to come travel and get a view of New York City itself and New Jersey. So it's the entire family. That's crazy. 3 kids and the mother and father. So they wiped out the entire. This is so sad. My heart and soul goes out to the entire family. Yo, this is a heartbreaker. I hope they could find out exactly what happened to this helicopter so stuff like this never ever happens again. This is crazy and insane. I wish tragic like this on nobody, not even my worst enemy. This is tragic, ladies and gentlemen. So sad. Make sure y'all be safe out there. Peace and love, and we up out of here.